Good morning, guys. I thought I was going to get out here early enough before the sun start cutting the food, but I think it's like 8 o'clock here, and it's already off and popping. So I'm not going to get on here. I just thought I'd talk to you while I potted this ivy that I purchased. Since it's Sunday, I wanted to start off with a scripture that I think goes with my topic. John 15:13. No greater love than this, than to lay down one's life for a friend. Y'all all know I'm a veteran, and sometimes things bother me, and I don't always voice my opinion. I know, hard to believe. But what I'm getting ready to say, let me preface it and say this. This is not political whatsoever. This is me as a wartime veteran saying this. The incident at Arlington, was it last week or the week before last, within the last 2 weeks, really bothered me. Why? Well, for one, I'm a veteran. For two, I'm a wartime veteran. And so I cannot even imagine what it was like for those family members to lose their loved one, a father, a son, a husband. Because when you go, you don't know if you're coming back or not. You know what I'm saying? A conflict is a conflict. A bullet don't have no color, no age, no gender on it, other than each opponent's objective is to protect what it is they're protecting and to take out whoever's coming against what they're protecting, right? So if we're sent in to protect other countries from their enemies, then our objective is to take out the enemy. Sorry, drinking some water. Bottom line. So to have a person that's running for political office to go to an area, and just so you know, for people who don't know, Arlington is separated by pretty much the wars that we were in, like Civil War, the World War I, World War II, to I think up to the Korean War, then the Korean War, then the Vietnam. Then we have the conflicts after that. Then we have Desert Storm, Desert, what did they call it after Desert Storm? Desert something, um, you know. So Afghanistan, that section right there, Section 60 is for Afghanistan and Iran casualties. And the reason why it's so much, it's not more hollow than the rest of it or more sacred than the rest of the area. It's just that those that have been laid to rest there are the most recent. And if you didn't know, in all wars, we lose a lot of people. They don't always talk about it, but a lot of them are young men and women. If I could tell you how many young men and women I see when I go to the VA now, when I first started going, I was in the young group. And at that time, I was over 30. You know what I'm trying to think? I might have been 40, in my 40s, or end of my 30s. But, yeah, now you see young people, 20s, lost their limbs and things like that, paralyzed. There's just so much that goes into talking about stuff like this. So to have somebody running for political office go and do what they did, now, it had nothing to do with the family that wanted that person there. That was their choice, you know. They wanted that person there um, to the ceremony that they were having for their loved one. Okay. But the stuff that happened while they were there was the issue. I mean, there is a federal law, y'all, and I didn't even know it was a federal law. I would just think that it would be out of respect that you wouldn't want to do this, but it is actually a federal law that you can't come into any national cemetery, and you're in there for political reasons. That's pretty much what it says. You can't come in there trying to do a commercial because you're running for governor or president or whatever. And any pictures and videos and stuff that are to be taken is done by the staff that works there. And why do you think they would have that? Because they know the grounds and they know what's where and how things should be done and how to respect the family who has members. Sorry, y'all can't see me. Who have members laid to rest there. So it would make sense that they would use the people that work there. Don't that make sense? Because they know it the best. They're there every day doing their job. So to have someone come and then using it as a political ploy, and to have one of the members of their staff literally push down a worker there, which are service members, if I'm not mistaken, because it's run by the Army. So if I'm not mistaken, the people that work there, the majority of them are service members, or maybe retired or civil service. When they tried to let them know that they couldn't make the commercial, take the pictures and the video, and they had already been told that when at first they were told they couldn't do it at all. So then they called the Secretary of Defense, and so then he called, and political ploy stuff. Somebody owed somebody a favor and said, let them come on in. But when they tried to let them know about, that you can't do this, and I'm sure they probably said to them, you can't, but we'll do it. The person knocks and it was a female, knocks the female down. And she went to press charges. I'm sure she said that she was afraid of the retribution from Trump's followers, which I can understand that because, some of them people, I'm just going to say, when people like somebody, they do it on YouTube. They do it with people like the Barb for Nicki Minaj and the, what do they call, the Beehive for Beyonce. You say something about them, and people just go crazy as if they know these people. That's what kills me. You out here windmilling for somebody you don't even know. The most you ever did was see them at a concert. And if you're one of the lucky ones, they might have took a photo with you. But for the most part, most of them ain't even going to get that. You can get a photo that's already taken. So when she did that, she went back and she just took out the complaint. Like I said, I'm sure there was somebody that said that was probably a good idea. But then other representatives for this person had the nerve to come on and say that they were emotionally unstable. So, and I don't know if they said that because she was a female or because she was doing her job. When you're in the military, you do your job. You should do it any place, but when you're in the military, you definitely do your job. For the most part, most people. So, for them to go and then try to make her look like there was something wrong with her because she was doing her job, just gave fuel to the fire. And the thing is, I don't understand how these people don't understand this. There's so many facets to this story here. Because for one, this person doesn't respect the military. And I know there may be others who don't because they don't understand it. The reason why I use that scripture is because that's the Bible talking about that would be for anybody, but it definitely really applies to the military. The fact that people who have never seen each other, don't know each other from Jack, have different backgrounds, different cultures, different races, different genders, are meshed together into one unit and go out to protect this whole big country here. And then, for those who have lost their life, for someone to say that you were stupid pretty much for going and doing that. Can you imagine? I think it's sort of like how the soldiers felt when they came back from Vietnam, when they had people, you know, just saying all kind of nasty, mean things to them and disrespecting them and all that because they went and fought the war. They, the majority of them were drafted. We have a volunteer service now, you know, so it's a bit different. But still, if somebody decides to do that, I think that's extremely honorable because a lot of people don't come back. How many of you would literally say that you may know your neighbor, you may not know your neighbor, but would you go outside if there was a gunman standing in the street? Would you go outside and protect them? They're not your family. Like I say, you may know them and you may not. But let's say a gunman came and they were shooting up your neighborhood or your apartment building or wherever you live. Would you go out there and stand up to that gunman for everybody else that lives in that section? Think about that. You know, so when I see people totally disrespecting men and women who serve in the military or who served in the military or who are no longer here, it is very disconcerting to me. It is. Yeah, personally, I don't like it. And, yeah, I know people could care less about my thoughts on that, but I figure since it's my channel, I could come over here and discuss it with you guys. And feel free to have your comments. You don't have to agree with me. I actually like a good debate. If you can show me where what I'm saying is wrong, you know, or a good reason why you disagree, by all means. And even if I don't like what you said, hey, like I said, we live in a democracy, which means you get to have your own voice on whatever. You know what I mean? I just wanted to say that I was a little hurt. I was a little hurt. Because it says that all those years that I spent in didn't mean a hill of beans. When I went over and I finally remembered, y'all, I need to quit drinking, to Saudi Arabia, it meant absolutely nothing. All that time I spent over there in the desert, in the heat, wearing chem gear, 24/7 sometimes, sleeping with mice, living with people I didn't know. Some I would never invite to my house, but yet I'm having to live with them and break bread with them because they might be the ones that's gonna have to have my back if something pop off. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I'm gonna be able to plant this other plant real quick while I'm out here. Y'all watch. Let's see. Y'all can watch nature. You can look at my beautiful new plant that I need to repot. I need to get another pot. If you see over there, I have one big brown one, but I need another one because I'm trying to decide. I might split it up into 3 versus just 2. trying to find a good flower pot, because there's one, you know, the vine ones. I need to repot it, but I don't feel like, because I got to take it out its pot, put it in the new pot, take the old plant out one pot, yeah, and repot two plants at the same time pretty much. And this sign is kicking. I don't feel like doing all that. But I keep saying I'm going to do this, and I don't do it. So, yeah. I need to quit procrastinating on things. And this one here, these peace lilies, they can be kind of fickle sometimes. They really can. They can be a little fickle, at least for me. Let me see, this one's gonna like the fact that I'm going to dig it up some to put this other one in here. I don't know. I guess it's plants say you be coming in, disturbing their home, and then you don't understand why they get temperamental and not want to grow. But it's pretty rooted in here, so I was going to move it over, but I think since it has babies, as you can see, I don't know, is that sun in your face? I'm just going to put, maybe I'll split this one in half and put some on each side. And they are a clean air plant. They are a clean air plant. So if you're looking for something, look at all those roots. You're looking for something to keep your air clean, this would be the plant. I think I have, I know I got this one and another one that's really big. So this will make 3. Well, once these get more fuller, I'll repot them again. Because the other one actually needs to be repotted because it's pretty big. It would grow bigger if I get a bigger pot. I tell you what, pots ain't cheap. They are not, especially if you want to get nice ones. I was looking at a video where they were making the pots out of cement. Deborah. And I actually had bought me some cement. I should have got some scissors. Should have got some scissors. Okay, here we go. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, yeah. I came on because I wanted to talk about that and get y'all thoughts on that. I mean, I don't think anybody would want somebody to come and make an issue at the cemetery that their loved ones are buried at. Who would want that? And who would do that? That's so disrespectful. So very disrespectful. So, how many of you guys are up this morning? And what are you doing? Are you cooking out today? It is so freaking hot. I had thought about cooking out, but I'm just like, unless I did it before now, we hadn't even got to the hot part of the day. As you can see, the sun is up. It ain't even high noon yet. Or are you going to someone else's house? I was trying to find somebody's house to go to. But I guess because meat and stuff costs so much, people ain't cooking out like that this year. Everybody I talked to was like, I'm trying to find some place to go myself. So I understand. My plan tomorrow is that me and my son and my grandson are going to drive up to Charleston and go to the, oh, I got dirt all in my dress, Folly Beach. I have never been to the beaches in Charleston. Can you believe that? I've been to beaches around the world and haven't been to the beach right in my backyard. So, we discussed it yesterday. So the plan is to get up early and be on the road by 7. We should get there if traffic is good. I might like to try to be on the road by 6:30, but I don't know if my son's gonna be up. Get there, be there. I'd like to be there before 9. It's supposed to rain down there tomorrow, but I'm trying to get down there early enough that, you know, we can be at the beach before it gets too hot, since I got my grandson, and hang out before it gets too many people. And then by the time the people start coming, we'll go get us some lunch and be on the way back home. Be back home a little bit, probably around 2 or 3. So that's the plan. And of course, you will get to come along with me to see the Charleston Beach, Folly Beach, Folly Island, Folly Beach. Just like, I want to say 3, they got islands down around Charleston. They got John's Island, Folly, what's the other one? There's 2 more. I cannot think of the name of them. And, yeah, that's where I went to see the, I have to post my pictures. I went down there, they have a tree that's over, well now it's got to be, shoot, almost, maybe about 450 years old. So there's a tree down there that's over 400 years old. Pretty neat. It is humongous. The branches are just humongous. And it's pretty neat to see a tree that's lived that long. And that's because they take care of it. You can't sit on the branches or nothing. Even though people disrespect the rules, like I was saying about the cemetery, do you think that it should matter if you have money? Like, if you're rich, should you be able to get away, have concessions that other people can't have? We know in our judicial system that happens all the time. If you have money, you can get a better lawyer than somebody who has to be appointed one for free. And it's not to say that that lawyer isn't good. It just may say that a lot of times the lawyers are brand new and they take the job because they're just getting out of law school, and they normally need lawyers. So they can pretty much get a job there and they get their experience there. But do you think that just because you have money, should you not have to go by the rules that everybody else go by? You know? I think that, you know, we may not live in a dictatorship and stuff, but we do live in a class hierarchy. People would say, sort of like a caste system. People would say we don't, but on a lot of ways, most people whose family have money, somebody in the family is going to go into family business, right? So you're kind of pigeonholed into that. They may not do it as much as they used to, but if you got multiple children, at least one will do it. The have and the have-nots. We don't even really have a middle class anymore. Let me get the thing that holds the water, because my water is just going out. Okay, so, you know, if you don't have, you're not afforded the same, oh shoot, you're not afforded the same things, unfortunately. I use my water since it's gotten warm. And that's sad that if you don't have, you're not going to get as good a medical care. You're not going to get the best representation legally. You're not going to be able to live in decent housing sometimes. You're not going to be able to let your children go to some of the better schools. Unfortunate. All right. I have finished potting those two plants. And I'm very happy. I have one more. It's actually a fern. Me and ferns don't get along either, so it will probably go in the other one where that vine plant is, but I'm going to have to get up Tuesday morning since I'll be leaving early tomorrow and try to do that because, yeah, Sammy the sun is out for the day. All right, good people. I'm going to get off of here and let this porch dry so I can come back out here and sweep off the dirt. Oh, shit. Now I just got water all in my flip-flop. And go in the house and work on some of all the foolishness I need to do in there. All right, y'all. Have a happy Sunday. Bye.